Welcome back. It is Monday, September 9th, and the MLB. Our three best bets are on the way. It is Austin, joined by Logan today, joined by your guys' favorite special guest. Get it out. The broom is here. A 3-0 Saturday. If you guys noticed, we didn't bet any Sunday baseball, but heck, we kind of almost wanted to after going 3-0 on Saturday. Let's recap to a victory lap, Logan. We needed that. We had the D-backs over 1.5 first 5 team total. I think they cashed in the second inning. We had the Brewers SGP, which was them to be plus a half and the over in the first 5. Ty Block, he sucks. And then Cease, honestly, Logan and I had counted Cease out, and he somehow clutched up for 6 innings. We appreciate a 3-0 sweep. Goal today, do it again. We need to start off Monday with a sweeperoo. Let's dive into it. We do not have a parlay of the day live today. We'll have an NFL long shot, but it's not going to be towards the MLB, so no picks there. There is a Monday Night Football video, Jets versus 49ers. It was already posted right before this one. Go tap in. I got a prop I love there, plus who I think wins, covers, and a parlay over there. You can go tap into that. But we got 3 picks, and we're hopefully going to dial in and get you another winner. And hopefully, if we could bring out this bad boy again, hey, maybe that's a sign of September is going to be a big month for us. But let's dive into the picks today. As always, hit that subscribe button, drop a like. If you're still watching the MLB videos, we appreciate you. I know there'll be a lot more of you tomorrow, maybe not today because there's Monday Night Football. But hey, let's go for 3-0 again today, and I'm going to dive into my first pick. It's going to be an over-under. I'm actually going out to Pittsburgh, where I'm taking the Marlins and Pirates over 7.5 minus 115 on DraftKings. Now, from just looking at a weather perspective, this should be about 70-ish degrees first pitch. We're starting to see some cooler weather. Probably leads to some lower scoring games, but a 7.5 total. Weather should be around 70, 75. I also believe winds are blowing out to right field, which shouldn't be a bad thing for us because we do all see 2 righties on the mound today. So should see some more lefties in the box. Hopefully they can pull it to the right field. But let's talk with these 2 pitchers. Viente Biozo starts for the Marlins. Now, if you remember him, we just faded him in his last start. Boom, masterclass, right on my head. 6 innings pitched, 0 earned runs against the Nationals. However, his previous 2 outings, 5 and 6 earned runs. And the books apparently saw that one start. They're like, yeah, we don't really trust this guy. We're fading him. His outs line is 14.5 on some books, 15.5 under, juiced like minus 180. They don't even think he's getting past 5 innings. You look at his earned runs line, 2.5, minus 160 or worse on every book. So they clearly don't expect a great start from him. And I understand it because you look at his underlying metrics, his expected stats, they're terrible. He's one of the worst pitchers I've seen for these. If you go on Baseball Savant, you're looking for red and blue. Red means good typically. Blue, yeah, well, that's all you're going to see on Biozo. Here's his underlying metrics. First in ground ball percentage. For 5th in chase rate, 6th in expected ERA, 7th in K percentage and barrel rate, 8th in whiff rate and hard hit percentage. I told you there's a lot of blue circles on there. Don't believe me. Go type in Viente Biozo Baseball Savant. Not an ad. You'll see what I mean. He has been absolutely terrible. And the Pirates, they've been terrible against lefties. Good for us. He's not a lefty. He's a right-handed pitcher. The last 10 righties to face the Pirates. Here's the amount of runs they've given up. 4, 3, 4, 4, 2, 2, 2, 4, and then the last 2, 6 and 6 earned runs. This is a team that cannot hit lefties to save their lives, but against righties, they're very solid, and they face some very good righties in here, guys like Logan Gilbert and things of that nature. They have rocked a lot of these righties. I'm confident they'll be able to do some damage to a guy like Biozo who can't keep the ball on the ground, doesn't get whiffs, and that's a recipe for disaster against the Pirates team that can hit for hard contact when they get it. I like the Pirates to put up some runs. On the other side, hopefully it's not all the Pirates doing it all, but they can score 8 runs if they want to. We're going to look at the Marlins to score against Paul Skeens. Now, Paul Skeens is obviously one of the best pitchers in the league. We know that. 2.13 ERA and a .98 whip. Obviously, it's Paul Skeens. However, since the All-Star break, he has not been nearly as good. 8 starts, 2.45 ERA. In those 8 starts, he's allowed 2 runs in 6 of 8. So, look, 2 runs off Skeens honestly wouldn't be bad. I'd actually consider that a win for the Marlins today. But we all also know that Paul Skeens is on a innings limit. They are going to just randomly pull the plug on him. And they have no reason to really compete here with Paul Skeens and just throw him out there 6-7 innings unless he's absolutely cooking the Marlins, which he could. But the Marlins have also been very good against right-handed pitching. They have scored 2 earned runs or more off 10 of the last 11 righties they've faced. The only one that cooked them was Zach Wheeler. They got 1 earned run off him in 6 innings. Then you look at the Marlins last 2 weeks, 1st in batting average, 3rd in WRC plus versus righties over the last 2 weeks. But most importantly, 3rd lowest K percentage against righties. Now, I'm not saying take Skeens under in Ks. He could still cook them. He's one of the best K guys in the league, but we know his velocity's down, and I think they'll be able to get something off of him. I'm not saying they rock him for 4 earned runs. They could get something, and that's all we're asking for here. And then behind Skeens, even if he cooks them, and Biozo are 2 terrible bullpens. We've talked about this before. In September, Pirates 8th worst bullpen ERA at 5.4. Marlins right behind him at 9th worst at 5.22. I love runs in this game. Give me the over. But Logan, throwing it to you. You have a first 5 pick that I absolutely love. Where are you going?
Yeah, it's going to be a first five pick. We have mixed success on these, but this is one I really wanted to target. I'm taking the Braves minus a half in the first 5 innings, minus 105 odds on DraftKings is your best value there. So again, if you don't remember how first 5 innings bets work, you need the Braves to be leading by one or more through 5 innings in this one. If you want to take the first 5 money line for push potential, you can, but it's like juiced in the like minus 150 range. I'd rather just take them to win it outright. I do think they definitely win this first 5. If they win the full game, whatever. Again, first 5s though, we stay away from bullpens. I don't want to see a bullpen collapse and ruin our bet that way. Let's talk about who's starting for the Braves though. It's Charlie Morton, 4.24 ERA, 1.32 WHIP for Charlie Morton. Now, Uncle Charlie, he's a savvy veteran pitcher. He's been around the block. He at home, he's a lot better. He likes sleeping in his bed at home. I get it. 3.89 ERA at home versus a 4.64 ERA on the road. Backing him on the road is always sketchy, but again, here he is at home where he should be familiar, in the conditions in that ballpark. Morton uses the curveball 42% of the time. Why do I bring up the curveball? It's his primary pitch, and we have to see how these Reds hitters do against the curveball, because if you're backing or fading Charlie Morton, the lineup you have to see their splits against the curveball. Fraley, Candelario, De La Cruz, Steer, Friedel all have below a 200 batting average against the curveball. That's what I like to see, because that off-speed type pitches, that's what Charlie Morton, that's really his specialty, is getting these hitters out in front against pitches like that. Charlie Morton actually has been in really good form right now too. What we've been seeing the trend over the course of the season is some of these older veteran pitchers, as the seasons go on, started to fade out, and they're becoming fades themselves. Charlie Morton right now, to me, is in good form. 8-7, 6 strikeouts in his last 3 starts. He recorded a win in 2 out of his last 3 starts as well. I kind of like what I'm seeing from Charlie Morton. Now, I think he goes out and pitches a really solid start in this one, and it won't be anything if we don't get run support for Charlie Morton, and I think we do get some run support today against Nick Martinez, who starts for the Reds. 3.67 ERA and a 1.15 WHIP for Nick Martinez. Now, Nick Martinez, earlier in the year, he was having a crazy, legacy type run. Now he's started to come back down to earth, but he's coming off a really solid start against the Astros. But his props today look like he's going to regress back to the form we've seen him in, because if you kind of look at his game log, it's like good start, bad start, good start. He's coming off a really good start. Could we see a bad start here? I mean, his props certainly indicate so. He's got a 6.5 hits allowed line and a minus 160 on the over 2.5 earned runs. First of all, the 6.5 hits allowed line, Austin and I were joking before we even hit record. The last time the Braves hit a starting right-handed pitcher for 7 hits allowed was Bailey Ober. And if you guys remember that one, I had the Twins money line, and it was a first inning loser because the Bailey Ober hosted batting practice. So could we get a Braves just explosion of runs on Nick Martinez? I'd certainly love that. It would be a nice little payback for the last time the Braves screwed me. But I really do think if we look at Nick Martinez in the matchup today, he's in trouble today. Martinez doesn't miss a whole lot of bats, and because his strikeout percentages are low, and he has got a low ground ball percentage at 23rd percentile. Really, where I struggle to trust the Braves is against these type ground ball pitch to contact pitchers. Nick Martinez isn't really that. I mean, he gives up a lot of hard contact, hard hit extra base hits. With these sluggers in the lineup, hopefully that they can get to him today. Atlanta only hitting 224 versus righties in September, which is exactly why I was shocked to see a 6.5 hits allowed line. I'm like, wow, that's pretty high. It's got to be high for a reason, though. That's what I tell myself. Here we are in September. I think this is more of a get-right spot for the Atlanta bats. We know guys in this lineup like Olsen, Ozuna can definitely hit for power. I like the Braves to win the first 5 by 1 or more runs. Hopefully the Braves come through for the kids. But Austin, give us your third and final pick.
Yeah, we got a player prop. Let's wrap up the day with a nice prop winner. We're going to go out to New York City. The Big Apple. We're backing Juan Soto. Over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Minus 140 on Bet365. Now, HRR props market is available on a ton of different books. It is not available on FanDuel, but if you go to BetMGM, DraftKings, Bet365, you're going to find it there. FanDuel, obviously, you'd probably have to take Juan Soto to get a hit. I don't hate him to get a hit, or I just don't like taking Soto bases because we know Soto can go out there and walk. A walk doesn't hurt us here. I mean, it's not great. We'd rather him get a hit, but a walk at least puts him on base for guys like Judge, Wells, Stan, those guys to hopefully hit him around. But let's talk about Juan Soto, who is coming off back-to-back bad games for his standard. 0 for 4 And then he had a game 0 for 2 with 2 walks. Not ideal. Now he returns back to Yankee Stadium, where the Yankees have been much better, and he faces a great matchup in Brady Singer. Now, we've talked about Brady Singer this season. He has struggled on the road, allowing a 279 batting average on the road compared to just 231 at home. We've also talked about him as he really struggles against lefties. Lefties are hitting 299 against him with an 851 OPS. Righties, 195 with a 519 OPS. So clearly, he's been really good against righties, struggling against lefties. And he's going to throw 3 main pitches to left-handed batters, which is what Soto is and what Soto's going to see. 40% is going to be a slider, 37% sinker, 16% four-seam fastball. Now, those 3 pitches versus lefties, Singer's stats alone, he's allowing a 259 batting average versus the four-seamer, 301 versus the sinker, and 400 versus the four-seamer. I think is it slider, sinker, four-seam. You get what I mean. Soto's also been really good against righties, a little bit better than against lefties. A lot more power, especially to that side of the plate. And he's also crushed those pitches. The slider's not his best one. Expected batting average 259 versus the slider. But the sinker, 383. Four-seamer, 374. His top 2 pitches for expected slugging versus righties, sinker, four-seamer. So clearly 2 pitches he's hit really well. Could Singer want to pitch around him? Certainly. But I don't think if he does, Sir Judge is looming right behind him, and Judge has success against him. He's 4 for 10. Behind him is Austin Wells, hopefully, another lefty, which we would like to see. Hopefully Wells is in that cleanup spot, and I think he will be. He's been pretty good in that spot. He's 2 for 3 with a homer off of Singer, also another lefty. And so I think that we'll see Soto get plenty of opportunities here. He's also hit Singer well before, 2 for 5 with a walk. The 2 hits were a single and a double. Let's add a home run into that mix. And the Royals bullpen, we know, also not very good. So I look at a lot of different ways here for Soto to get it done. He could get a double, could get a home run, he could get just a single, and then maybe get hit around. There's plenty of different ways. At home, I like to trust the Yankees a lot more there. On the road, you never know what their offense is going to do, but at home, they seem to know how to hit in Yankee Stadium. So I'll take Soto over 1.5 HRRs, hits, runs, and RBIs. I don't mind him as a hit parlay. I don't normally like to do the bases for Soto, but this is not a bad day to back the bases if you're looking for some plus money, as I imagine that is what it is. So HRRs for Mr. Juan Soto. Hopefully, he can get a home run to cash for that prop. Our other picks: Braves -0.5 first 5, and obviously the Pirates and Marlins over 7.5 runs. Those are our 3 picks. Let's try to bring out those brooms once again. And if you want to go check out our favorite NFL picks for the 49ers and Jets game, I will link it on the screen. Have a wonderful Monday. And I will post an NFL long shot later on today. Let's have a day. Let's have a 3-0 day. We'll see you guys back tomorrow with some more picks. Peace.